This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast.
So, friends, it's been pretty rocky. And right now in this one, thank God it's a little bit more lighthearted than the last one. But we're coming back together. Relationships take work, apparently. Enjoy.
Good morning, my love.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling, babe?
I am all over the place, but like predominantly so much better than when we last sat in these chairs. So listen, what's your favorite scale? Not 1 to 5.
1 to 10. 1 to 5 represents a 20% increase on every single one.
Holland hates 1 to 10. She needs 1 to 100. She cannot do 1 to 10. She's like, that is too narrow.
Yeah, for me, it turns into like 90%. Well, I think I say that already. Yeah, 1 to 100, there's too many numbers in my mind. We're 1 to 10, but it's
I don't mind doing like a 5.5. Like, I don't mind throwing a decimal in there if I really need to.
That's a veteran number. That's good.
Thanks.
Where it's like 9.3. It's like, they know the scales.
Oh my God.
It's like anyway, if you throw out just like a clean
scale of 1
8,
to 10.
What?
Scale of 1 to 10. You give me.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where do you sit? 10 being
on the happiness scale, like
sure.
Me and my babe are doing well.
I guess so. It's the Partnership
Me and my
Podcast.
babe.
Yeah, scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best you've ever felt in your body in our relationship.
Oh, in our relationship. Is the 10 like, am I inside of you?
You are. You are actually in the process of you're about to orgasm.
That's a 10?
That's a 10.
Yeah, I'm not there right now.
Yeah, that's okay, but that's 10. 0 is when you moved back to Long Beach and you're crying outside of Trader Joe's.
I don't think I cried. Is it okay if I share when I cry from now on?
Nope.
Can I? Because you did that last time too, where you're like, you were crying over there. I'm like, fuck me.
Crying is good. Crying is a sign of like
I agree.
Emotional intelligence.
Can I share it?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's your life.
Yeah, I'm back down. I'm at a 5 now. This fucking sucks. No, okay, so where I'm at is...
Do you understand the 0 point, though? Do you know the memory I'm talking about? Outside of Trader Joe's.
Well, yeah.
Choked up.
Okay, and interestingly enough, that was actually a very good moment for me because I went back to basics of what do I want? So... And I guess that stems from like, hey, I don't want to feel this way like really bad. So what do I want? And then I went back to the basics of, I just want to date Lauren. Yeah. And it's like, oh, shit, you just left. So what does that look like?
Oops.
Yeah. And so I got very clear about my intentions on what I wanted at that moment. So that was actually that was really clarifying.
Okay. My little contentious partner.
Yes. You're saying I'm contentious? You keep rolling your eyes at me.
I meant the moment right before the action. I do agree with you that I think rock bottoms are really good. They're super clarifying. And I do think you had a transformative moment. All I was trying to say is don't you think in our partnership that was one of the saddest moments?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I was trying to say. Or is there a sadder moment? I was trying to
No, I disagree because I
0.
don't think it was one of the saddest moments because it was very enlightening and clarifying at that moment. The moment before, yeah, I guess that was the saddest. You asked me how I feel about our partnership, right? Yeah, I'm getting increasingly more pissed off over here. Jesus. Okay. Do you want me to answer faster right now?
Just get it in there.
Should we start over? Should we start this thing over? Fuck. I feel last couple of days have been really wonderful. Lauren spent the weekend at one of our favorite hotels out of abundance. She mentioned last week, she's like, I need solitude. Like I need to be alone. And I was pissed that I didn't say that more on the vacation, and I didn't say it more afterward. And it's like, and I'm saying it now, and I'm like, babe, can I help with that? So got her a room for 2 nights, and so it's Wednesday today. It was Sunday, her second night there, like her full day of being at the hotel, and we got to spend time away from each other, which was great, where I went on, I did my thing. It included a long drive. And right now, we're two objects that are rubbing against each other. And friction is hard, but the purpose of us rubbing against each other right now is to become more secure as, one thing. And it's difficult. And I see where some people start rubbing against each other, like in a long-term partnership, and then it just becomes way too uncomfortable. But this is kind of a beautiful process for us right now. And we got to send some lovely, wonderful text messages to each other. And then Monday you came and you sat on my lap and you were talking about I've been feeling this way, but I'm getting back into my power. I want to come from abundance. I want to do all these things, and it was like an energy source was kind of open or raining down on you, or it going up and down. It was a radiation. Yeah, and so right now, 8-7. Very, very high. My attraction level to you is very, very high. The tools that I have feel sharp right now. My reaffirmations into what I'm putting into this: patience, curiosity, steadfastness. Just kind of be here and listen. And I'm not gun shy. I was gun shy about conflict for a while. Yeah, so I'm at an 8-7 right now. Yeah, actual healing, and it's been a while, babe. Ever since my birthday, that was October. It's December 5th or 6th. Yeah, for me, I feel really good. Checking in. How are you? What's your number? 1 to 10, yes or no?
Yeah, I think 8-7 feels really good. I would say an 8-5, 8-7, because I feel so incredibly hopeful for the first time in a really long time. So incredibly excited and resourced. And that feels really wonderful. Really wonderful.
Fuck yeah, we solved it.
We
solved it.
I don't feel like we solved it.
Go ahead and like and subscribe.
Over and done. Yeah. 8-5, 8-7. I wanted to ask you, are you okay if I ask you a few more questions? Because you shared so much good stuff that I'm kind of holding them in my brain. Number one, how did you feel post podcast recording last week? And
Terrible.
How is that different than now, and why?
I felt terrible last week, where I had to call you and say hey, I feel really bad. It kind of fucked up my entire day.
Right.
Where I was like, oh, this is supposed to be healing.
Right.
This makes it worse.
We just regurgitated everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even record last week's podcast.
Edit.
Edit. Pardon.
Yeah.
That was Hollandaise. And I felt really fucking terrible. Yeah.
Why do you think? Now with a little bit of zoom out, right? Perspective, or I don't know. Why do you think?
It was hard. I haven't seen playback, but at the time it was really hard for me to go to curiosity. And then I think it was just really fucking confusing for me. I have to watch playback. I don't know. I don't know. This is the part of getting older where you literally forget shit. So I don't know. Why was it? How did you feel afterward?
I almost felt better because I think you know that one of my biggest desires is that our partnership never become insular. Like, we don't talk about the things that are painful inside. We just present to the world like this pretty front. We're the relationship people. It's not us.
That's not us.
And so I think the fact that we have this platform, which is not huge, but that we hadn't shared what was going on felt inauthentic to me. Mm-hmm. And so at least word vomiting it out felt more real to me than the alternative, which was to have not. So I think I felt a little more, and that could be religious dogma baggage as well, where it's this whole like confess your sins type of thing.
It was cathartic for you, and that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
It was because it didn't change anything, but I also knew, I think, that you were working on getting our appointment with our coach. I think was already like either scheduled or on the book, like you were working on it.
Yeah.
I think it was literally Wednesday that I was like, after processing, after regurgitating it, that's when I said, I've got a hermit. I need to hermit so badly. Mm-hmm. And I think it was the recording that led me to say that. Like, I have got to sit with just my own thoughts. Like, I've got to do this. So in some way, I think it was very helpful for me. But I definitely didn't feel the way you did. But we had this fascinating conversation where I got to tell you that in sessions with clients, I use our personal story all the time. Mm-hmm. Did you notice when our coach did it yesterday too? Like, used specific examples of her and her anchor partner. Like, did you recognize that when she was like this and this? I get to do that too. And it's so helpful that, and we've talked about this concept of, I have this magical thing where I get to say to folks, Trey and I are walking through this, and I see them go, because they feel less alone. Mm-hmm. And so, but you did something so neat. You texted me and asked if I could give you a call when I had a moment. And then you said, I am feeling this way. No need to fix anything. I just did not want to bottle the emotion. And you just did such a beautiful job of just sharing that.
Yeah, and I came to the realization that you get to talk this out with your people. I don't have any people that I can talk this out with other than you. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, I need to bring somebody in where I can go one-to-one. Yeah. Because right now I don't have any guy friends, that I can really talk this out. Maybe one back on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. But we have about a 10-year age gap, and I mean, he's in a relationship. So I need to bring on somebody where I can kind of talk this stuff out.
What would the value be?
Of talking things out? Same thing you shared with like, hey, ring, ring, ring. I'm angry. Mm-hmm. I'm angry about that. I don't know what it solved. I didn't want to come to the house where I just wanted to be away. Mm-hmm. So, but like sharing those things, and then like, thank you for just like listening, where you literally didn't solve anything. And thank you for telling the truth, where I was like, I feel great. Because you said, it's like, I feel wonderful. I'm cruising in my day right now. And I go, okay, good. Mm-hmm. So,
well, that's truly thanks to you though, honey, because in the recording, and I hope folks caught this, you said, is it your job to be curious enough for both of us? Mm-hmm. And you have this efficient way of like really calling me out in a kind way. Like, that was a great question. You ask incredible questions where I was like, whoa, holy shit, you're exactly right. That's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to like carry us both. And when we're both wounded, that's not a really good idea.
That's a terrible idea, because I don't want to be carried. Ooh. And I want to come to it in my own time. And that's, okay. Mm-hmm. In that podcast, I think the end, and we ran into this on anniversary, where it's like, hey, can you do this? Or can you like get to this place? Or like, hey, can you be curious? And the answer was never like, no, that's not going to happen. It was in my own time. And I feel like it was hard for you to hear.
Yep.
And then I'd have to repeat myself 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then you got frustrated. It's like, hey, why are you getting frustrated? It's like, well,
yeah,
I've said it 3 times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm down with all of this. I have to do it at my own time. I basically have to say, no, that's stupid at the beginning.
Right.
And then buy into it wholeheartedly 5 minutes later.
And we were talking with our coach about this yesterday, that what is ours to do right now is figure out when I'm in pain, right? When I have been harmed by something, whether it's old trauma, whether it's a new thing, because we wound each other, because, hey, we're in a tight-knit partnership with one another.
What did she say? She's like, yeah, you're going to fuck each other up. Like,
Yeah.
you're partnered and you love each other lots and lots and lots, and you're on year, like, 4+. You have the innate special ability to fuck each other up. But that's what love is. That's what vulnerability is. And, you know, the opposite of that is to masturbate and live alone.
Which is always an option.
Yeah, it sounds sweet sometimes.
Yeah, what we chatted about yesterday was when I am in a place of wounding and you are not ready yet to go to curiosity, what do we do now? Because what had started to happen on anniversary trip, even happened a little bit on our date night on Saturday night, is kind of this like this sad downward spiral of wounding, right? I'm hurt. You're like, no, right? Me thinking like, okay, well, where do I go? And so just learning how to care for self first inside of partnership is beautiful work to do. Beautiful, beautiful work to do. What did she say? She said that we are incredibly efficient and effective at like pointing out, calling to, breaking open the other. And that could be a blessing or a curse. Like it really could be.
I don't think she meant like tearing each other down, right?
No, I don't think so. Did I just say that?
No, like breaking each other open.
Like in that beautiful way.
In the nice
in the way
way
that you say, is it your job to be curious for both of us? Like that could have broken me apart in a bad way. I'm serious. If I was not me, but I'm me. And no, I can call her to things. She wants to be called to more of herself. I know you know that, but I think that's what she's saying. Believe me, I work with so many couples. That wouldn't fly in lots of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Asking a question like that?
Honey, we are so brutally honest in a beautiful way. It's been a part of our commitment to each other since the beginning. And
Wait,
I think
how would that, just hypothetically, how would that fuck somebody up asking like, hey, can you let me feel my own emotions or get to it in my own time? That would fuck somebody up.
They could feel attacked, yeah. When folks are not, and this is why I needed to go have my hermit time. When we are not okay in ourselves, right? When and this is what we were really seeing, and what I did some Reiki work yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Is that when our self-worth is derived from the other human being that we have partnered ourselves to. When their view of us is less than fantastic,
I get that.
it's going to tear us apart.
Yeah, I don't like that, yeah.
I don't think that you intend to hurt me, but our commitment, and this is what we were talking about with our coach again yesterday, needs to be to ourselves first, because it's not your job to be my everything. It's not your job to be my self-confidence and my self-efficacy and my self-assuredness. That's my job.
Push into that. What's been going on with your self-worth over the last, whatever you want to use, the last month, the last 2 weeks? Give me a time frame.
Yeah, so it's so interesting, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. So we've been saying since your birthday. But you might remember the week before my birthday or the week of my birthday, I had an incredible wounding. And it's interesting because my birthday is only a week before your birthday. And so I'm wondering if the source of all of this is the wounding I received that week of my birthday.
Remind us of the wounding.
I want to be really careful here. Someone chose to share a lot of their opinions about me, and they have every right to that. I support anyone's right to their own speech and to their own opinions. I truly do. And
oh, I got this, baby. Somebody was a fucking asshole to Lauren on social media. Like one of those, like, you have to scroll down type assholes to Lauren, and it fucking crushed her.
yeah, it was super specific. It was super pointed. And somehow found, and I think it's because it was my time to learn these things, some of my deepest insecurities. And
Yeah, they got her hard. That's right.
Right? Isn't it all kind of making sense?
Yeah.
And I had the hardest time going to actual anger over it. Remember, we went out to your golf course because I was like, I don't even, we had already been planning on a date. And I was like, no, let me still come. I'll walk the grounds and kind of all of this type of stuff. Which is so funny, honey, because this precedes all of the shit that went down.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And it came up in my Reiki session 2 days ago because my incredible shout out Reiki administer, is that the word? Also does this like nurturing touch healing work. If you need a number, let me know. And kept working on this area of my body. I don't know if people can see, like kind of like right in the middle of me.
She's pointing to under her boobies.
Rib cage under my boobies.
It is. It's under your boobs.
Yeah.
I didn't say tits.
Oh, look at you. And was just kind of going in circles, and it was so interesting because everybody's heard that phrase, like my stomach is in knots. That's what it felt like. I felt like this. And as she went over this, I had already kind of like felt like I was surrounded by this cloud of feminine goddesses. My mom showed up in like a wonderful form. All of these like grounded women who I felt like at the beginning of my session were like, ha, baby girl, you come on in here. We're going to tell you what's what. And one of the things that came flying up when she was going like this on like the middle of my body was this memory of this human who had shared opinions about me. And this human knew me.
That's why she could cut so deep.
Yeah. And it was like that moment that I realized that most likely I had been functioning out of this place of a scarcity since that moment. And so when you look, yeah, we've had ups and downs and beautiful experiences since then. But like if you think of then your birthday, then all of the guests that we hosted, like that entire weekend, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Then you even pouring into my life, providing opportunities and experiences, grand, but I'm in a place of like, it almost, you know what it's felt like? It's felt like the drain in the bathtub isn't fully like stopped. And so all this normally good stuff has been pouring in, but there's like, it's just the water's leaking out. And so what normally would have just felt like amazing, right? Because my bathtub's full and I'm playing in there in the water and all this other stuff is just like bath toys and bubbles and bath salts and this joy. Like there's a leak in the bathtub. And so I'm just like constantly trying to fill it back up. And yeah, it was like I've had a leak of my energy source and I have been scared to share my voice in so many ways, shapes, and forms because of this wounding that came out of the blue. And that is so reminiscent to the way I would get punished in my home growing up. I would do something that I didn't know was wrong and I would get like obliterated for it, like made to feel like, yes, look, that is evidence of your depraved heart and mind.
And it's like you're going to hell too, right? Did you get associated with like, say, if you didn't do your chores, you'd go to hell?
No, fire and brimstone is not the like reformed faith. That's not the way. It's like, oh, this is just evidence that without God, without Jesus, without the Holy Spirit, you are justly deserving of displeasure.
Fuck, that cuts deep. Yeah. That's some crazy shit.
It's so powerful. It affects me as deeply as it did. You know, like I wanted to be like anybody who hears the story too, when I tell it more in depthly, it's like Lauren, you can't let those things affect you. And I think so I became like in some way, which is no one's fault, sheepish, like, oh, okay. Like that didn't affect me. Like, okay. Right? People were like, she has no power over you. What are you talking about?
It's a very guy thing to do, to be like,
okay.
That's not affecting me.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome to our side.
Thank you. I was like, just so strange because, yeah, it was, anyway, I think for that long, I've been not letting it affect me as deeply as I just should have. Anyway, and then just trying to function and then, you know, the different catastrophes happened in our relationship, blah, blah, blah. And I got to this point where I was just like, I need to be alone. Like, I literally need a cave. I need a freaking cave. Like, somebody cut me a cave in a rock, and I will literally go be in there. I want to read. I want to learn. I want to just hold myself. I want to do nothingness. It was so funny at the hotel. Like, I did things I haven't done in forever. I like turned on the History Channel and just like sat there and like vegged out and zoned out on like the History Channel. Things that I remember doing like at my grandparents' house. I have these certain memories. There were these safe places for me as a child growing up, and my grandparents' house was one of them. And when I had mono badly out of the blue, so weird. Also so weird to be asked who you've been kissing when like kissing's literally like illegal in your home, and everybody's like, who you been kissing? Like, I don't know.
As a joke.
Yeah, well, because mono's the like kissing disease. You only can pass it through saliva.
Yeah, or
Anyway.
you share a cup or something.
Right, but I don't know where I got it. Anyway, I had it bad. I ended up in the hospital with hepatic anemia. I had to have a blood transfusion. Anyway,
Fuck.
It was really bad. And I couldn't stay at home. I had to, because there was just so much chaos that the doctor was like, is there anywhere else she can go? And my grandparents were like, let her stay with us for a week. So it was really healing. So I still find myself when I'm in seasons of healing doing things that I did in that time, which is always just really sweet. All that to say, I had so many aha moments. I literally thought halfway through the day on Sunday, oh, I could go home now. Like I've had all of the like ahas that I needed in 6 hours.
That's good.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, this is lovely. Like, this is so lovely, which to me meant you've just got to take it. Like, it's no one else's job to care for you, Lauren. You've got to do it. But I didn't come home. I stayed. I did so much work, and I ended that work with a Reiki session with Nurturing Touch, and it was just all incredible. One of the things I read that I shared with you was one of my favorite authors and poets, David White, has this little book called Constellations. Highly recommend. And it's just a bunch of words. And in his thing on shadow, he says that when we change the shape of ourselves, our shadows change as well. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I had been noticing was that the way I was treating you, my ugly we talked about, felt so foreign to me. I like didn't even understand my shadow self.
Me too.
What do you mean?
Like it felt foreign to me.
The things that I was doing.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It felt so foreign, which now I think I am truly coming to realize is 2 things. One, I was operating out of a scarcity of worth, right? This place of diminished self-worth that is no one's job but my own to heal, and that I'm changing, I'm growing, and I gotta be okay with being unacquainted with these pieces of my shadow and being okay with sometimes I will hurt people. Sometimes I'm going to be the villain, and can I be a big enough girl to say, I am deeply sorry, and I will learn about this piece of me. Not so thrown off balance. I think I've just been so thrown off balance by what the fuck am I doing?
And then my job as a partner is to not get thrown off balance myself. A, you're allowed to show you're ugly. B, you're allowed to change. 3, my job is to just be curious, where my default is to go to defensiveness, which is a protection mechanism. Cool. But I got to be kind of curious and ask questions.
Right.
And if I'm not in a place of curiosity, I got to pause and say, hey, baby, I want to talk about this, but I can't do it right now, but I do want to talk about this. And then you got to be cool about that.
Well, yeah, I have so many things. So what have I done to kind of like start to heal myself is those things. Hermit time, just soaking up the teachers who, you know, I have in my corner, right? Surrounding myself with people who can pour into me and remind me of my power. Mm-hmm. So again, shout out to my incredible friend and Reiki body worker. That's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. And you've been saying this too, right? We need other people. Relationships. It's so funny in our human design read. It's amazing to look at our joint charts together. We do this magical thing when you overlay our charts together that we can sharpen and like we could be this weird vessel where we're okay just
like
together.
Lone wolf?
Yeah, we could. And I think it's obvious when you look at us like, whoa, those people, the 2 of them, they really can figure out shit. But I don't think we're meant to do it alone. I just do not. I do not. So it's been really powerful to bring others in. It has. One of the things we talked about yesterday with our coach was, I said, I really need him to have like, I was feeling in my body, and you can see this on the podcast if you ever rewatch it, maybe in a couple months rewatch it. You're like, I go to defensiveness, and you can see me be like, okay, well, is that just what you're going to go to forever? Right? And so we talked about this yesterday, and she was saying, Lauren, that's Trey's work to do. That's not your work to do, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's also not true, too, where I don't go to defensiveness forever.
No. I just meant when we stumble into a rude awakening, which is my new favorite phrase, a rude awakening, and is it forever going to be your initial response? Or is there a way to soften the initial response in your body? I'm just curious about that. And it's not going to be me softening it, it's you, right? And so she said, that's Trey's work to do. You're already on that path. I'm excited for you. Whatever, go, fine. You're already seeking. But then she also encouraged us to develop a soft word. Do you want to talk about this? Yeah.
And also, nothing is absolute, where I don't always go to defensiveness every single time.
You just say that. You have this catchphrase, which is, I think, just a catchphrase. But my body
What's my catchphrase?
I go to defensiveness.
It's one of my defaults, but it's something I have to. It's like a muscle that I got to use to. Oh, okay. Let's go to curiosity.
Okay. You can see my little face on the podcast be like, oh, he's saying that he's always going to do this forever and ever in men.
I guess right now I'm just. I guess defending myself defensively. We're like, yeah, I don't always do that.
And I have full faith that you won't always.
I don't always.
In conflict, you have said these words. Tell me if it's just hilarious. When I say them, you're like, I don't do that. It's defensiveness.
It's just speaking in absolutes. I just, alarm bells go off in my mind where it's like, you always do this, or you always do that, or you don't always do that. I was just
repeating your words.
Got it.
I don't mean to say anything other than what you said, which is what I'm saying is my body read. It absolutes. My body read, I go to defensiveness as you need to get over it, because when I feel attacked, I'm going to get defensive.
Okay.
And you can see it on the podcast where I'm like, well, that can't be how it is forever. And
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all. I'm learning that is what I was trying to say, is that I don't care to be around that for forever. And you can see me at the end kind of say that, and you be like, what? Right? That's a scary response in my body when I don't want to be attacking you. I'm trying not to. We've had these conversations, right? That it is obviously a projection from somewhere else, because I think you are the coolest human on earth. Like that is always so shocking to me, because I'm always like, this is so weird that it's defensiveness, because I think you're amazing. So anyway, okay, that was the moral of the story. Let's talk about a soft word, because I thought this was fascinating in this concept of your resilience meter, resilience scale. Yeah. Talk about it.
Okay, yeah. So our coach said, check in on your partner's resilience. Like, can they, and 1 to 10. So if you're a 9, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to do some push-ups and do like a workout, and yeah, I can absorb, I can solve, I can fix, I can do things. And then a 2 is like, I have to cancel fucking everything and go to bed. Like I don't have the wherewithal right now. So that tool right there, say on our anniversary, that would have like, holy shit, if one of us would have asked each other, hey, what's your resilience right now? Then a lot of other things wouldn't have come out of each other's mouths. If we were like, yeah, I'm at a 3 right now, a 3 out of 10. Like I have one switch right now. And so that was neat. That's a really cool check-in. Say if we want to drop some heavy shit on each other, or if we want to talk even like not even heavy stuff, but like talk about a fantasy.
Yeah. Can I give the example of the
Please.
jacuzzi? Yeah. So we put this immediately, this came into our mind of the first like moment of rude awakening on the anniversary trip was our sexual encounter. And I think we told the story on the last podcast. Go back and listen, where I was looking forward to this sexual encounter so much.
It was like 2 days in the making.
Oh my
We were
God.
just baking this.
I was so excited to get with my husband. If you had asked me as you were getting in the jacuzzi bathtub, what's your resilience score right now? I would have probably said a 2.
Yeah.
That, yes, dropping some new fantasy right now is not going to be good. Even any fantasy. I was just so excited to touch your body, like to hold your body and to kind of like pour into each other. I was so excited to be with you.
And one of my like kinks is providing pleasure. And if you were to say 2, I would have been like, oh, soft touches, soft kisses, just slow penetration.
So what if I had asked you before you stepped into the bathtub, what's your resilience score right now? What would you have said in that moment?
In that moment, probably like a 7 or an 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. See?
Yeah.
So it would have been so cool. So
I would have jackhammered till I was out of breath.
Great. That's not pleasurable.
You've been pleasured by that quite a bit. We're getting off topic. Go ahead.
So that just alone felt so wonderful because I have gone back to that moment so many times and thought, was I outside of consensuality? Did I not want a sexual encounter? And I'm like,
And the answer was 100% no. It was fucking highly erotic and
I
wonderful.
wanted all of it.
Yeah, the moment before it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought, what the fuck happened? But that's what it was, is that also, oh my goodness, I completely forgot we talked about this. Our erotic bubble popping.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
Break it down for the break it
Break it
down for
down.
our loyal listeners.
Break. Yeah. So I was saying when we were telling the story, I said that it felt like we were in this amazing encounter. Our sex is hot, y'all. Like I really like the sex that Trey and I have. I don't know if you've picked up on that before, but it's pretty
We're
great.
gonna start an OnlyFans.
Nope, we are not.
We're not gonna show our faces.
But I do love the sex, which is why I have a business about it.
I'm gonna be tan and jacked.
So I felt like
I take steroids.
we were in this erotic space. And then the moment the fantasy was introduced, something happened that I've never had happen before, which was somebody took a pin and popped our erotic bubble. And not only did it pop, I felt like I was exposed to like air pressure. I felt exposed. I felt vulnerable and horrified and scared. And obviously you saw my body. I like completely recoiled into
And I
myself.
matched it. I did the same thing where I recoiled
Goodness,
into
right?
myself.
It was like I could feel the erotic bubble pop for everyone. Anyway, our coach was saying like, hi, welcome to life. She was like, it was going to happen at some point.
you have the beautiful ability to fuck each other up, which is it's lovely and it's true.
Yeah. And so
And you shouldn't go about avoiding it at all costs, because then there's a whole shit ton of problems with that too.
Yeah. So that was just really encouraging that she was like, that's such a beautiful picture. And everyone is going to pop each other's erotic bubbles at some point. And it's about just not judging yourselves in the moment of doing that. And so then that's when she gave us the tool of this resiliency check-in. And I'm like, oh my God, that 100% would have fixed it, because in 24 hours after that encounter, if we had instead had a like connected, sexy, erotic encounter right then, I possibly, it's not your job to heal me, but it might have been a completely different week.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
you have this innate ability, babe, to see into me. And I could see after some orgasms, you being like, babe, what do you need this week? And me being like, a lot of alone time. I'm really excited for alone time.
It would have fixed so much,
really
because
do.
I could have gone out,
Yeah.
and had my mojitos since
Yes.
9 o'clock in the morning.
And I would have been like,
Yeah.
right, this is your day. I'm going to do dinner on my own.
Yeah.
Have a lovely time.
Yeah.
And it's not your job. I need you to hear this really clearly. It is not your job to do that.
What?
To ask me what I need and then have me say it, right? That's my job. I need to know those needs regardless.
Well, I'm still going to ask,
Yeah.
just like I'd like you to ask. You
Right.
don't have to answer, or it doesn't have to be right.
I don't want you to feel guilty.
I get it, but it is one of my jobs to check in with.
And I think if
my
there's
current
anything
wife.
I've become codependent on, it's that we usually do this so well for each other. This whole like, oh, what is your hierarchy today?
Yeah. And then when it started to backfire, the things that we do to support each other, sex and asking questions, and then it no longer became safe to do those
we're both
things.
like, ah!
It was a big time FFT, a first fucking time. Yep. And it was scary as shit. And then I see why people just get silent because they don't want the conflict because it's just a bunch of landmines now. And you don't know where you're stepping. Yeah. Wow.
And for those who care about their partners, you said this yesterday on our Zoom call that you don't want to keep hurting your partner.
Yeah.
Right? You talked about the time where you walked back into the room and I crumpled and you were like,
I can't, like, I'm doing
I
this.
keep hurting her.
And then the solution in my mind was like, should I remove myself?
Right.
It's not, it wasn't like, fuck you.
Right. No, I heard that in that moment.
I'm causing a lot of pain because it's been weird where I've really been critical on myself. And I think that's a lack of curiosity in itself right there where it's like, because the solution isn't divorce for us.
No.
It's not.
It's always an option.
It's always an option, but you're just too much fun. I just have a great time.
Well, I always say to my clients too, divorce isn't always an option, but please acknowledge that you go with yourself. Huh? We might divorce each other.
Yeah.
But like,
what am I going to do? Play more golf?
Well, but me and these things that are mine to work on over my lifetime, they're still going to go with me. So I have an opportunity to figure it out inside of partnership that is thrilling and provides me with so much value.
Yeah, this is my ideal
or
life.
Not. Like, that's fine. But like this tendency that you're finding to go to self-criticism, right? You could figure that out inside a partnership and become a more cool, evolved version of yourself.
That's what I'd like to do.
Or you could go. Right?
Or I could go. But that's not going to be the solution.
Self-criticism is going to go with you, is all my point. Yeah. Like, and my clients and I talk about that all the time. Like, we owe it to ourselves kind of to do some self-work and then see if that helps this cool partnership that we have. And if it doesn't, then go. And we've still done the work. Like, that's what's so cool is like, if, for instance, you you heal some of the wounds that lead to self-criticism, and then I'm still a bitch, you should go. Like, you really should.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to use this container of partnership to kind of refine. Like you said like that kind of like the rubbing and this kind of stuff. Like, it's rubbing off some of the hard edges. And that's an opportunity. It really is. And I never have I ever learned that more clearly than when I did divorce my sweet, now happily gay ex-husband.
He just gave us a bread and a pressure cooker. Air fryer.
Yeah.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
We literally have the best relationship.
We're friends with the most elite gay men now.
Anyway, but when I left, which was out of safety and obviously the best case scenario for both of us, I was confronted with, okay, you've left him, all your wounds are still there, right? I could have, and I will forever say this, done the work on myself inside of that partnership a decade before. Would I probably have done that work and then gone, oh, this is not a good match. I need to go. Yes. And saved myself a decade of pain. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's part of my beautiful story. I needed that timing. The kid always says in such a beautiful way, the baby says, yeah, but if you hadn't been with daddy for so long, you never would have met Trey, which is always my happiest thing.
That's true.
But yeah, it was neat to get outside of a partnership and going, oh shit, I had a lot to do with how bad that partnership was.
Yeah, and if we divorce, you got to import another man from out of state too. It's just a lot of work, and maybe you'll go international this time.
You're ridiculous.
Huh? This is how we know we're healthy, when my mind goes to like
jokes.
Yeah, jokes and jokes. Yeah.
So resilience check-in was amazing, scale of 1 to 10. And then there was one other principle, which was this soft word. Yeah, which I'll explain why it's helpful, and then you can share if you remember your soft word, because I think it's cute. But I don't know if the audience is going to be surprised by this, but I really like to like get in there and solve the problem right away. And sometimes Trey is not ready to do that. And sometimes I most likely poke the bear because I'm like,
yeah, we talked about this 20 minutes ago.
Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
Right now. And he's like, I'm defensive. And I'm like, you can't be defensive in this moment. So anyway.
Or it's like, I just don't have the capacity to do it too.
My resilience isn't bad. Get more capacity. I'm really
and I don't ask you ever to get more capacity. Do you know what kind of devastating consequences that would be if I asked you to get more capacity when you didn't have it? Oh my God. The foundation of our relationship is like, baby, how you feeling? And then whatever you say, I'm like, that's wonderful. Do you need a LaCroix? Holy shit. Talk about a double fucking standard. Jesus fucking Christ.
The joys of a generator being married to
8.3 just went down. Shout out to the shaman. What's up, baby girl?
Why are you shouting out to the shaman?
Because she's our number one fan, honey.
What on earth? But why? Did she just text you?
No.
Oh, okay. Hi. We've talked about this way back when generator projector partnerships.
Lauren drank all the coffee this morning too.
I did.
7.7.
Projectors have a finite amount of energy, and a thing that I am consistently checking in on myself is this like demanding, like be more like me. It's so yucky. So anyway, the concept of this safe word.
I don't want to be more.
I know
like
you don't. It would literally be bad, but it's in the back of my mind.
Nothing would get done around here.
Nothing would get done. That's what I have to say to that.
Boy. No, that's not true. Like there'd be
It's
some
not true.
beautiful work done around here. We complement each other so well. That's what I'll say about it. We just complement each other so well, and I love you so much, baby. 8.1 now.
7.9.
You're a 7.9? I'm still horny. You've showered this morning too.
Oh my God.
I
Okay,
knew
wait.
you showered.
Share your safe word, and then we can close out with a hot sex that we just had.
Yeah, what was the safe word thing again? But what was the soft word?
Sorry, soft word.
Real quick, do the soft word synopsis.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even get to it. That when
it's
we're in the
fucking
middle of a moment, okay, and not even the middle of the moment, the beginning of a moment where we're like, oh my God, I could have used a resilience check-in or yada, yada. And I just need my partner to know that I'm in a sensitive space, that I need something squishy and soft to share a soft word. And for us, I don't know what it needs to mean for other people. It means take a break, take a chill pill, take a gentleness break, right? So,
got it. When you're hitting me with like, hey, you need to feel this way right now. And then I instead of being like, what the fuck are you talking? I don't talk to you like that.
No.
But it's like, what, babe, I'll get there. Can I just hit you with a soft word then?
Mm-hmm. Do you remember your soft word?
Jelly bear.
I thought it was fuzzy bear.
You don't listen then.
It was jelly bear. That's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember mine? You don't listen.
I love you.
Nope.
I do. Hold on. God damn it. Hold on. Yeah, I remember it. Don't you dare say another word right now.
They're fuzzy. They're cute.
Yeah.
They're horny.
Koala. Uh-huh. See, I fucking listen. Go ahead, baby.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna say jelly bear. I'm gonna say koala. I have this like sense that we're gonna combine these, and it's gonna be jelly koala or something eventually.
That doesn't come off. That's no. We're not gonna.
I'm just saying. I know us, and
Koala
we're gonna
bear.
combine it, or we're gonna let one.
It's gonna
go.
be koala bear if we combine it.
Fuzzy koala bear, jelly koala.
Let me do the naming and the rhyming and the puns, and you just do whatever it is you do around here.
Instead of Lauren pushing in and being like, no, we have to be curious right now. You can hit me with a jelly bear and I can take a break. Or if, she was so wise to say sometimes we pick up on our partner's nervous system offbeat before they do. So if I am sensing in your body dysregulation, I can just say, hey, koala, like, love you, koala.
And you also do such a good job of checking in with me. Because guess what? We get dysregulated when it doesn't have to do with our people, like our partners.
Yeah. So, but
shit happens.
It's just okay to say our soft word and then just let things lie.
Jelly bear.
Koala. Anyway, it was very helpful. Lord have mercy. What, do we have time to tell our story?
What story?
The hot sex we had. I thought we could close out on a really great note.
Yeah, let me restart the cameras. Hold on.
Okay. So, I did want to close on a high note. It was really cool in my body that part of this, like, restoring my own agency to myself was getting to be away in a space. And you came over to the hotel on Saturday night. There's a restaurant there that we go to often. We frequent it. And what was so nice is having the power be in my hands to invite you up to my room to have sex or not, and then to invite you to stay the night or not, to have that authority back in my own body, game changer.
Cool.
Did I think, Lauren, you have this authority all the time? Yeah. But was it a really like neat, practical thing to move from obligation to invitation? Fuck yes.
Yeah.
So hot. So the audience will also not be surprised that we are still so tender that we slipped into yet another conversation at dinner that was so tender and so awkward. And so we both were like, what do you want to do now? And I said, do you want to walk around the hotel for just a second and just see if that like movement helps our bodies? And then we moved around a little bit.
And baby, I don't know if you knew this. Like, I said yes reluctantly.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to. I could have just left also, but I knew that would have fucked things up.
I was prepared for it. I was prepared for you to say, no, I need to go home.
Yeah.
I really was. Yeah. And then after we walked around, there's something that Esther Perel says, which is that sometimes we just talk too much. And sometimes we just need to get back to the language of our native tongue, the language of the body. And I'm here for it. And so I was like, do you want to come up to the room? And I just still think you didn't even then, right?
I didn't know if I could perform. I didn't know at that time. And then we got on the elevator and your heart and your body were so open that I really I jumped on your energy train and your joy.
Yeah, so we like had a hot makeout in the elevator.
I didn't know if it was weird. Where
It was
went
weird.
From, I probably need to go to like, okay, let's just try to kiss. And then I got some smells and I got some kisses. And then we got back into the room. And it was, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
It was just it's like the sex that you dream of. And plus it's hotel sex, so it's always going to be heightened. And we were in our nice clothes because it's a nice restaurant. And, we both showered. And it helps.
It does.
And, yeah. And it was just it's like the sex you see in movies. And it was 15, maybe 20 minutes?
Maybe.
But holy shit, did we explore the room. And it was the hottest thing ever. And then afterward, we got robes on and we watched like Ice Road Truckers and a movie. Oh my God. It was so fun. Because after it's done, it's like, hey, yeah, what do you want to do now? Yeah. And I spent the night.
Well, and I said, do you want to stay the night?
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, yes, was there, and this is what's so interesting from an erotic perspective, was there a little bit of revenge in there? I am sure, right? Was there a little bit of, so when you categorize the emotions one feels in a peak erotic encounter, there's a whole list of anger emotions, and people usually stray away from them. And Jack Moran would say, don't. Like, just look at it. Don't. Because with the power of integration, we can remember that really hot sex forever in our encounters.
It was aggressive.
It was very aggressive.
It was very aggressive, and it was hot as fuck. It's the sex you dream about.
Yeah, yeah. There was like pushing up against walls. There was ripping clothes off. There was all of this stuff that I don't know would have been present if we weren't both frustrated.
Yeah.
And what was so beautiful is that at the end, we both felt this like exhale of we needed to get that out.
Yeah, it was completely cathartic.
So cathartic.
Yeah, sometimes you got to stop talking.
Yeah.
And just fuck hard.
You do. As long as it's consensual in everybody's bodies, blah, 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 blah. But it was. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to end on that high note because it hasn't all been bad. It's been good. It's actually been really good. Thanks, y'all, for being with us on this journey. It's been a journey, but thank you for allowing us to be true in our humanity. It's never been more clear. We are not some perfect couple up here sitting on a tower. We have real issues. If you and your partner are also real people and you're like, hey, we want to work with someone who understands real people, you are welcome to go to sexedforyou.com/free consult and request a free consult. You're also welcome not to. And please remember, these are our opinions. These are our lived experiences. These are the folks that we seek out. Please, please do your own research. Do not take this advice as like the recipe to fix your own relationship. Oh, have a wonderful day. And thanks for being here.